Hi, this is Sarah, the Stitchin Mommy, and it's Monday, August 4th, 2025, here for my weekly cross-stitch update. As you can see, Smokey's here with me. So we'll see if she shows her face back here later. I had some stitchy acquisitions last week or one that I forgot to show. So that's my Bee Stitch Me fabric of the month. I have the mix pack. So every other month it's a neutral, every other month it's a color. So this was a neutral. So if you got the neutrals, you should have received it by now because mine, I got mine last week. But it's What the Hey, which is kind of funny. And it's like a nice mottled yellow, which is pretty nice. So I'll enjoy that. I get 25 count Lugana, so they're a lot lighter than like the linens and Ada's, which I appreciate. Oh, hi. Yeah, she's rolling around being cute, so. And I got some stuff from the Fat Quarter Shop, which I forgot downstairs, but because she's in here and I'm already getting a little late start, I'm gonna wait, show that next week, because I just need to get going. So, there we go. Hi. Yeah. All right, she's gonna be your little, entertainment here, so. There we go. All right, so travel stitching. I did not work on my tulips at all this week. Never had any opportunities. Next week, my younger two start school, so I should probably get some more time on that next week. Not this week either. I mean, oh no, I did do a tiny bit. Maybe I'll show you. I did do a few stitches, very little. I didn't see that. So here, this is Tulips by the Fat Quarter Shop. It's So Emma, part of their seed packet series. I did a few stitches in the price there. This is on 25 count Bee Stitch Me Sand Dollar 1/1 full cross, just a little bit right here. So this week, I mean, there's sometimes I pull this out and work on it when we're at our family dinner with extended family, but I didn't work on it there last week. This was, I think, at an orthodontist thing. So anyways, I don't know that I'll have time this week, but you never know. I did work on Books of the Bible by My Big Toe. This is when I work to and from church. And I actually got it all done in the car this week, the part I worked on. I didn't have to finish anything up at home. So, because I was doing some flowers. So that's fun. This is Bee Stitch Me 25 count Lugana in Through the Stones 1/1 full cross, called for silks. I did this flower and then this one in the next row. So that's fine. So next time I'll pull out another length of brown and do some brown in the letters. Job, Psalms, Proverbs, see how far I get. So that's always fun. And so everything in my bag this time, since I don't think I worked on Secret Garden. Okay, so my kind of bonus stitching this week has been temperature stitching again. So I showed all 10 projects last week, their starting points. And so I showed you I was gonna be doing, these are projects that have the least amount of stitches remaining in Pattern Keeper as of now. So the first one I worked on was Simpsons. This was for the number 6. It's 86. The digit I used was 86 on Monday. That's Sunday's temperature, but I got 118 stitches, and I don't actually think you'll be able to see what I did, but I'll show you anyways because I did something. I did white eyeballs. So you probably can't see. This is 40 count Verdal 1/1 half cross, 118 stitches. This is and 77.02%. So I think I did Bart's eyes. I filled those in, and maybe also Lisa's. I had white on my needle, so I just kept going. Finished that up. So white is probably the color that's got the most stitches left, so I gotta keep chipping away at it, even though you can't see what I do when I do it. Then I worked on To Everything a Season. which is possibly my oldest WIP. I bought the digital copy from Cooler Design Studio. It's called Traditional Sampler on there, but this is my old Busilicate. This calls it To Everything a Season Sampler. And gave this a half hour on Tuesday. This is using the kit materials, which is a 28 count even weave. And I did these greens over here. So it's 2/2 full cross. I did 135 stitches. It's now at 40.17%. So I worked on it when I talked with my sister because it's nice. Like if the project is conducive to stitching up here in okay lighting, then I will do my like temperature piece while I'm talking with whoever I'm talking to. So I did all this green stuff when I chatted with my sister, so that's good. I did the same thing with my mom on Wednesday. So that's nice. If a 40 count over 1 project shows up, I would not do that up here because I don't think I'd be able to focus properly on it. But most of the other ones I think I could probably work on while chatting. The next one was, I worked on 2 days in a row, was my Snow Many Friends. It was 90 2 days in a row. So I guess I should show you the cover, not my project yet. This is by Luminous Fiber Arts, and it's so cute. So I have now, I think the top chunk is all done. So now all I have left is like the critters and things here on the bottom, which is fun. And like the bottoms of the tree and the light post and stuff. But here's this. I did 105 stitches on Wednesday while chatting with my mom and 107 stitches on Thursday. Now it's at 70.82%. This is a 25 count Lugana in Frozen Lake. 1/1 full cross, 1/1 full cross. And I finished the snow over here and started in on the snow of the snowman. And then I wanted to put in his face and buttons because he looked a little creepy. He still needs a nose, but at least he's a little better. And I think a few more links. Or to finish my string, I kept going over here. I actually still have thread on my needle, but I think I kept going till I got to at least like at least 100 stitches or something. So to make it worth my time. So next time I'll work more on that tree, I guess, because I still have some brown on my needle. But so that one's fun. I like that one. And then the next one I got to work on was Cupcake Dreams, which is nice because I want to finish this one this year, and it's not going to get finished if it never gets worked on. So I was happy it got called right away, or not right away, but the first week I've been doing this temperature, so it got 1 day on this. Tilton Crafts. It was a freebie. Now you can find it as in a cupcake collage on their website. This one is, it's on a 28 count mint, 1/1 full cross. And this is, I got 113, full crosses, and it's at 89.33% now. I'm doing like the next lightest pink, which was in this frosting. So all the frosting of that color is done, and then I came over here to start working down the side in that pink. So there's more of that color. I'm color completing this. So it's coming along. Next time I think I'll be able to get even more stitches in a half hour because I'll be coming down like these solid bits. So that's a little faster to get stitches. But it wasn't too bad working in the frosting. That's still pretty good stitching numbers. Then I worked on Winter Rose by Lavender and Lace. And this is new for my temperature stitching. And I worked on this, it only came up one time, but I didn't, it was a distracted half hour and I had to go somewhere, so I couldn't do any more. And so I kept feeling like it didn't quite get what it should have. I only got 39 stitches the first day. I'm like, I feel like I need to at least get 50. So And some of the colors I picked right at the beginning were onesies and twosies to finish out colors, and that doesn't help because that takes some time away starting and ending your threads. So on Sunday, after I finished my temperature half hour on Sunday's project, I went back and did a little bit more on this one, another 52 stitches, just to make it feel happy. So this one got a total of 91 stitches. This is 46 count vintage Misty Rain by Lakeside Linens, 1/2 full cross, and it's 47.63% now. So I had this color on my needle, so I did all of this stuff and the buttons on the boot and the ice skate. Then I came back up here and this flower was not done yet, so there's a few colors in there, also in her muff flower, so those are both done now, and then it filled in some burgundy in her dress. So that's what I did. So you can see what I did, even though it wasn't a lot. But that's fun. It was fun to pull that one out again. This one is possible to finish this year because of how I will tackle some monogamous stitching during the next cycling race and at the end of the year. So this one should get done because it's the second on the list with the least amount of stitches. First is Snow Many Friends, and then it's that one, so woohoo! And then the third one on the list also has a possibility of getting done this year, is Enchanted Alphabet by Lavender and Lace. I'm taking the girl out, so this center part is mostly stitched. I'm putting the bunny in its place, so that has not yet been done. It feels like it's farther along than it looks. I still have a good amount left, apparently, according to the numbers, but it feels like it's pretty far along. So this is where I got to. I worked on this on Sunday. I got 91 stitches, and it's now at 54.22%, which, again, I feel like I'm way more than halfway done, but I think maybe because the bunny and there's little patches of flowers, and there's still some more letters over here. There's a few letters here. I guess it's just enough. The bunny is probably stitch dense that I don't know. I guess I'm only a little bit over halfway. I feel like I'm more than that. There's a lot done here. So I did this purple color and just finished my string. And this is the start of the Y, and then there's a big cursive Z here in the corner. So finished out the W. There will be a butterfly right here, which will be fun. But I think because the little patches of flowers and the butterfly have some similar colors that are just confetti colors in there, I will probably wait until I can easily count to all of them and do them at the same time. So while it's on my needle, I can go from one patch to the other patch to the other patch, and then that color will be done. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for that. So I'll probably wait on the butterfly until I have access to all the little patches of grass, flower, bush things. So I don't know. Yeah, this one over here, I don't think I think I may be at the I, so I have all of these letters left. So once I get far enough over for that one, then I can do all of them and the butterfly at the same time. Okay, so that was all my temperature stitching, my daily 30 stuff. So my main projects were, my gift stitch was Ranunculus this week. Always a fun one. This is by Cooler Design Studio, designed by Nancy Rossi. And I had a picture on Instagram of Smokey sitting on my lap while I was working on this, which is kind of a rare sight. Cinnamon, my last cat, sat on my lap all the time when I stitched, but Smokey is less inclined because I move around too much when I stitch. She's more of a lap cat when I'm reading or watching shows, but not when I'm stitching. So when I am stitching and I get a cat, it's very exciting. It's very, very monumentous. So here's this one. It's 24 count Congress cloth, 2/1/2 stitch. I got, I didn't add it together, 1,160 stitches. It's now at 32.33%. So a great progress. I filled in some in this yellow flower. I filled in this flower, some of this flower, and I'm picking symbols over here even. So yeah, it is coming along nicely. Really like that one. And almost a third of the way done. So, woohoo! My Whip Go project for the end of July was Rosetto, to get my last 2 days of my Whip Go goal is 4 days on all of these projects. So this one's actually going to come out for the next 2 weeks as well, because it's also a Whip Go call for August. So I got 2 days on it this week, and I'm going to work on it again for 2 days this coming week and next week. And I did better this time. Oh, I thought I was going to go back and finish that. Guess I didn't. Too late now. All right, this is where this one's at now. This is on the called for, I think it's 18 count mono canvas in eggshell. And everything is called for fibers. Super fun. I got all 3 of these done in both sections. And then I started this one. This one's almost done. Here you can see this sparkly one is not quite finished. And then it's also not over here. I think I was planning to go back and finish that up, and I must have forgotten. So next time, I'll finish that this week. But I thought it's possible that I might actually get to finish this year, because there's not that much left. And I have 4 days this month. I don't remember if it's on the board any more than that, but we'll see. That would be really cool if I could finish it this year. I'm really gung-ho about finishes right now, so. Because I have a lot of projects. I like them all, but it is hard to manage them all when there's so many of them. So it's nice to get some off my plate. Okay, because of that, I have so many projects. I am trying to work my way through everything, at least for one day, to get some attention, because some things haven't been worked on in a couple years. And one of them is Lady of the Mist. I worked on this on Friday, just gave it 1 day. Next year, I'm hoping to put a plan into place to work on everything for 2 days, because I really prefer a 2-day rotation over a 1 day. 1 day is just not quite enough. But I enjoyed working on this for my 1 day, which is more than I had seen in a long time. So here is this one. This is on a 32 count light denim linen by Color and Cotton. And I worked in the 2/2 full cross. I worked in this motif mostly. This is all the way done now. And then while I had these colors on my needle, I finished them out over here to finish my strands. And then I decided to count very carefully over to the woody parts of the similar greenery on this side. So I had like a pin every 10 stitches to make sure I was counting right all across there. And then this border will come a little bit farther and head down. I have very small margins because I wanted to get this on a fat quarter. If you want proper margins, or if you're doing it on a 28 count, you need a fat half, and I didn't want to spend the money for a fat half. So I stitch in hand, and I usually frame myself, so I'm happy with a small border. It's like 1 1/4 inches maybe. But this side is where there will be a big flower that's close to her head, so I want to make sure to get all the upper bits done, and then I can count to her head easier from that side. So I made the choice to work across and get that side started. So that was fun. And then the full coverage that I chose to pull out to get some attention was Mini Bird Song. And I worked on this on Saturday. Didn't have a lot of time on Saturday because I was volunteering with my son's band camp for a little bit in the afternoon. So this is Heaven and Earth Designs. This is the mini artwork by Tatiana Fedorova. And I really enjoyed this one. I got 264 half stitches. This is a 40 count Verdal 1/1 half stitch. It's now at 15.56%. I had some of this light blue on my needle, so I went ahead and finished that out, did a few more rows of that. And then worked in some greens in here. Just picking symbols along the top there and working them in wherever they went. So that's fun. Every little bit helps. And then on Sunday, my new seasonal Sunday piece for August is Stitching Shelf. So I managed to get to it, which is good. This one, you've all seen it, but I'll show you anyways. Oh, turned right to it. It's also Heaven and Earth Designs. It's by artwork by Amy Stewart. This is Max Colors. And I'll show you all of it. Hopefully that's all of it. And then I'm working in the summer shelf. So I'll do a before and after with the summer shelf. This is 28 count tea-dyed Monaco, 2/1 half stitch. And I worked in here. I had mentioned, oh, maybe I should work on the frog some more. So I picked a green that was in the frog, and then that green was also in this book, and there's another book over here, I think. So I'll probably, this coming Sunday, I'll probably continue finishing that color in this book and maybe do the other book that's nearby that's also that color before picking another symbol in the frog or picking, this is like a scene with two people here. And there's a lot of black background to silhouette the people. So it's possible I might also, when I'm done with that color in this area of the green, I might choose that black. So those people can kind of stand out against the background. So that might be kind of fun for the next few Sundays. This is really fun to pull out. I like this one. It's very easy to work on. I love Monaco. It's thick but soft. So it's great for full coverage half stitch stitching. Okay, I think that's everything I worked on. So my plans for this coming week are my gift stitch for this week. We'll go back to the beginning since it's a new month, and I'll do Lollipop for my daughter. This is by Tilton Crafts, artwork by Denise Garbus. So pretty. I love the colors in this one. This one will get 2 days. And here is my starting point. This is also 40 count Verdal, 1/1 half stitch. Choosing symbols along the top. So I think I still have some symbols to pick, possibly in the wing and then for sure over here. I think I'm in maybe the 3rd row now, which is cool, of 10 by 10 squares. So I'll give that a couple days. And then I'll do Rosetto again for 2 days because that's my first Whip Go piece for August. Figure since I have it out and from July, I'll just keep going on it while it's kind of familiar. So I'll do that one this week and next week for August's Whip Go. And then the 2 pieces I picked for this weekend to be just try to give some attention to everything in my very prolific whip collection. It's World Cross Stitch Day on the 8th, on Friday. So I figured I'd pick 2 cross stitch themed projects. My non-full coverage is going to be Soda Stitch's The Time for Myself, because she's stitching. So I figured that was perfect. So I'll work on this for a day on Friday. This one is on 32 count Whisper Linen, 2/2 full cross. That's my starting point. She's so pretty. So I think last time I went ahead and did the top arch because I do like to work from the top down, which with the way I hold the fabric in my hand. And so that's even backstitched because there's nothing touching it. So I will probably, it's possible I could go back and work on her hair because, you know, that's level with that. So this might be the next highest point. I'll either work on hair or bring this down some more, but probably hair. It might be easy to get some nice amounts of stitches too, because the hair, there's a lot of it. So I can just go to town, pick a color and keep going. So that's fun. And then the full coverage I decided to choose. Obviously Stitching Shelf works for a stitching theme, but I also have Stitcher's Retreat, so I thought I would pull that one out. as I work on that one. This was a former freebie on Heaven and Earth Designs, and it's enormous, so I'm cropping it to just be this horizontal cut of the ladies stitching. So I'm not doing any of the background, and I just cut it at page breaks, so it's really easy to mark it off in Pattern Keeper. This is a 28 count rose Monaco 2/1 half stitch, and I have the structure down of the ladies. I could do some more background. I gotta do that. It is stitchy day though, so could maybe do some work on their stitching. Let's see, how far would I need to count to get to some stitching? I might be able to, her stitching I think is down here. So maybe if I can pick a color that would represent the hoop she's stitching in, that might be kind of fun. If it's not too cut and dry, I might just do background, but I think it'd be fun to be all over with this one. I was originally gonna do this one Extreme Cross Country with that darker color, but it just got too boring. So I added some colors. But I think I think it might be fun to hop around and start working, frame out that hoop she's stitching in, which is right here. And I think I have this triangle of background stitched, so it'd be really easy to do that. So that'd be fun. We'll see if I can find a good color in there. And then I'll do stitching shelf on Sunday, hopefully. This week, I will start working on my chosen piece for Gridiron Grind. So this is an idea started by Kim Hollenbeck here on YouTube, Spartan Stitcher over on Instagram. And it's something fun to use the football games statistics to have a stitching game to go along with it. Let me see. I'm trying to find here it is, my cover page. So I have chosen to just use the total points. I'm not gonna, this piece is like extra bonus beyond all of my other projects. So I don't want a whole bunch of stitching on it, requirements added to what I'm doing, but I think it could be fun to do this. So I'm gonna do a little bit just based on the points at the end of the game. No other statistics like rushing yards or different things. So anyways, during the preseason, I'm just going to do 5 stitches per point at the end of the game. So hopefully it's possible I could get this done maybe on Sunday, because the preseason games are all on Saturday this year for the Broncos. So I'm going to do my family piece, a Crazy Wonderful Owl Family by Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Anya Kai. And I have fun fabric, so I'm not stitching the background. I actually got the no background version, so it's already charted that way. And I'm doing top down. So I've got like top of the Papa Owl's head. Maybe eventually I can count over and start the Mama Owl within this challenge. That'll be fun. So I am wanting to work it like that, horizontally. So we'll see. So yeah, I might get a few stitches, should hopefully get a few stitches done on this before I see you again. So I thought I would show you my starting point. And this is where I am now. This is a 28 count, Picture This Plus even weave in, I had it open for you, and Glacier, 28 count Glacier by Picture This Plus, 1/1 full cross. So I think, yeah, the Mama Owl's head would be over here. So if I finish the 10 by 10 square in Papa Owl's head, the next square down has some of her head in it. So I may count over and start that too. So we'll see. We'll see what I get to this week. Super fun though. I love the colors in this one. And this represents our little immediate family pretty well. So that's fun. So that's why my son and I thought this would be a good one to do for the representing our family team in the gridiron grind. So every week I'll get a few stitches on this one that goes along with the points that our team gets. And during the preseason, it will just be 5 stitches per point. I'll up that to 10 stitches per point during the regular season and 20 stitches per point in the postseason. If we make it to the Super Bowl, it'll be 50 stitches per point in the Super Bowl, but I'll have like the rest of the off season to finish if I need to. So, you know, anyways, I doubt we'll make it, but you never know. Never say never. So I also had some fun things to share looking forward to September, because I know sometimes people like to join in on starts, and I am definitely not normally feeling the starts. I'm feeling the finishes, but it's my birthday in September. I'm turning 44, so it seemed appropriate to start 4 things. So I'm going to, and I think I finally narrowed it down. I've changed my mind on a couple things over the last few months, but I think this will be, I'll do these 4 starts in September, and then I probably won't start anything again until New Year's. So, and I have an idea of what that's going to be too, but I'll share that later. So I'll share my 4 starts, and well, maybe I'll start with that. I'm doing, Magazine Monthly Cross Stitch Challenge Group is going to do AB Singo again, which is a bingo game where they call a square for the first 25 days in the month. And they liked the format of Springo that was back in April, I think, where they actually have like a 7x5 board. So there's 35 possible squares. And so if you only call numbers the first 25 days of the month, there are 10 squares that don't get called. So it's a little more random of how many bingos and things you get, and no one's going to get a blackout. So it is a little bit more like a real bingo game. So they wanted to try that with AB Singo. In the past, they had, you just fill out your board with all the letters of the alphabet -1, because there's 25 on the board and 26 letters in the alphabet. This year, there's going to be 35 squares. So they'll have all the letters plus, I think, 1 through 9 as well. And so if they call one of the numbers, then they you work that many elements in the motifs in your project. So you want to pick small motifs for the bigger numbers because it's a daily thing. I have too many projects, too many plans going in September to do this properly, and I want to have my new starts on certain days. Some of them are coordinating with friends, and so I can't play this game the way I usually play it, but I thought it could still maybe work. I will also be doing the La Vuelta cycling challenge for part of the month, and I'd like to keep doing my temperature stitching for the second half of the month, so I don't have a lot of wiggle room. But I thought it could be fun. It's also Sampler September, which I usually don't participate in because I've got birthday stuff going on and AB Singo and all the things. So what I thought would be fun is this is a project that I've already started, and I've wanted to get going on it, and it's not compatible with Pattern Keeper at the moment, but I'm working on recharting it. I've only got 1 page done. So eventually it can maybe join my temperature stitching projects. Currently it's not there yet, but this is Jardin Privé's Sampler of Fleur, and I don't have my actual piece to show you right now, but this is the one I was thinking of to do for Sampler September, because what I was thinking is I will pick when they call it letter, I will stitch the letter. It won't be 100 stitches. It won't be an hour. So I'm not officially participating, but this is a sampler, and I'll stitch the letter they call. If they stitch a number, or when they call numbers, I'll do a little motif. So I'll do maybe, I think I have like this much done. So I'll do like a flower or a leaf or something. I'll get to where it'll be countable to do something where I can maybe like a corner of this one, and then the center X could be one motif. You know, I don't know. We'll see. One key, the little bird. There'll be little things for when the numbers get called. But I was thinking I will do that in as like extra. Hopefully I have time for it. We'll see. To play AB Single and Sampler September all rolled into one and get some progress on this project. So by then, hopefully I'll have it in Pattern Keeper, and then after that might even make it into my temperature favorites at the end of September because it's real pretty. So we'll see. That's what I'm thinking for that challenge. So it won't be official. But I've already decided I'm not posting in groups and things and doing these officially anyways, because that just takes the fun out of it, having to take pictures and post them. And so if I'm not officially participating anyways, might as well just change it up. So because one letter, especially if I do a little letter, it's not going to be 100 stitches and it's not going to take me an hour. So I won't have met the minimum criteria for their game, but it's fine. I'm doing my own thing, just kind of hanging onto the shirt tails of that game. And then I thought I would share my 4 new starts. At this point, I think I'm pretty set on what they're going to be. One of them has changed twice now of what I originally thought it might be, but I think I'm pretty happy with the 4 I've chosen. So I'll go ahead and share them just in case you're interested in starting any of them. I don't need to do a stitch along with people, but if you want to come, if you have these in your stash, you want to do them, feel free to join me. I will, the more the merrier, right? And then tag me on Instagram or something if you start them and show me your progress. So the first one I'll probably start is Hummingbird in Roses. It's a Heaven and Earth Designs, but I'm stitching it with no background, so it shouldn't be as bad. This one I'm going to start with Colette the Highway Stitcher, so we're going to start it on the 6th, which is National Hummingbird Day. Figured that was pretty appropriate. Artwork by Oleg Gavrilov. He's the same artist who did the Sunny Birds Peacock one that I'm doing, so I like his stuff. So this background that's all tans and stuff, I'm not doing that. I'm going to use, what is this called? Wild Bouquet, I think, by Bee Stitch Me. 25 count, 1/1, full cross, and it's got also some purple in there. So it's going to be fun. So that'll be a fun project to have pretty fabric for instead of the background. So I'll start that on the 6th. That's the plan anyways, and also work on it on the 7th, which is my birthday. So I want to give each of my starts 2 days just to give them a proper start. Then the one that has changed quite a bit, I think I finally decided I really want to do this one. It's Exquisite Lace by Works by ABC, Arlene Cohen. And I've seen, this is white stitching on dark fabric, and I've seen somebody recently finished it. I think they were showing it maybe at the New Jersey retreat that was a month ago maybe, and on green fabric. And I have this fabric that I was gifted, and I've seen other people stitching monochromatic samplers on it, and it's like, I want to do that. I just don't know which pattern. And when I saw that finish from the retreat on Instagram or something, I'm like, that's the one. I want to do that one. So I have some 28 count Huntress that I'm going to do probably 3865, kind of that soft white color, because it's going to pop on here no matter what color white you use. 1/1 full cross. So I'm going to try that, and I think that'll be fun. And then I'll probably likely start that on the 19th, and then I'll start Cats in the Rain by Madame Chantilly on the 26th. And this is so cute. And this is a 40 count Stormy Night. I'll do that 1/2. I have a couple different versions of Stormy Night, and I have a 25 count, so I thought about doing that one because it'd be easier. And I think I even have a 32, but the 40 count one was the darkest. So I think I'll stick with the 40 count because I think the white will show up the best on this one. So I thought that'd be good. And all those cats are so fun. I'll just stitch them as called for because cats are cats, and there's a big variety. Maybe this one right here is smoky. It's like a dark gray. Yeah, so that's fun. And maybe this one in the front is similar to Cinnamon, who is a more of a stripy tiger kitty, I guess. I don't know. And then the last one, I'll probably start this on the 30th, is Pretzel by Mill Hill. My husband gave this to me, I think probably for a birthday present a couple years ago. And so I thought this would be a fun one to get started. And Cats in the Rain and Pretzel, they shouldn't take forever to finish. And hopefully even Exquisite Lace will be a, you know, not an eternity project. So that's kind of why originally I wanted another full coverage in the mix, but I'm like, you know what? I think I'm feeling the smalls. So I'll start this one and that'll be fun, just using all the kit stuff. So if you have any of those, feel free to join me in September for those. So that's why I'm telling you now in case you want to get something up or whatever, have you a month to do it. And in the meantime, I am excited about my plans for this week and enjoy World Cross Stitch Day on the 8th. And Smokey says hi. And happy stitching. Bye.